What is up, YouTube? My Cowboys family here, bringing you guys, of course, our game day reaction live stream as we watch our Dallas Cowboys hit the road against these Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah,
Wrong
not Philly yet.
team.
Philly's a little bit of a while away still, and we hate them a lot more than the Steelers. But yes, we got the Steelers, I can't say it, the Pittsburgh Steelers against the Cowboys. They're at home. There might be some weather issues, so we might be here a little longer. We'll get you up to that and everything, the ins and outs of our Cowboys. But maybe first, we got to do the big shout-outs to those that repping the board from last week. They're repping it this week. And tonight, we're going to crown some new champions.
That's
maybe,
right.
Maybe some old ones. We'll see what happens. But, baby, who's repping the board before we get to the information for this game? Who's repping the boards this week? And it's really one big man, one big name.
with one big takeover, the man Jet Li 44. Thank you so much, representing as the sponsor of the week, as the stream boss currently as well, and the Cash App King.
Yes, back-to-back as the Cash App King, as you see there. Like our 90s Cowboys. Big shout out to Jet Li 44, who has 99 points on the stream boss currently right now. But he did not take over what his usual spot is, which is the gifting membership board. It was Harley Dad. Much love to him with dropping 5 at the buzzer last week and taking over. Yeah, he took over the gifting membership championship board. Big shout outs to him. But this week, there is no leader. So we'll have to see what happens. The first person that gifts may be the winner here on My Cowboys Family for this week. And then if you look at the, of course, Jet Li's got 99 points in the stream boss. That can be chipped down. But when it comes to the Cash App side, even though Jet Li got the back-to-back, right now, he's not the leader. We have a leader right now, and he's always staying skeptical.
Skeptical fan.
Yeah, much love the skeptical fan, who, by the way, dropped a $2 thanks button, with the thanks button, dropped $2 and had a shout-out. Yesterday he dropped it. He said 41-17 Steelers will win this game.
Oh,
yeah,
ouch.
Skeptical fan will stay skeptical. And then today he said, will the real Dallas Cowboys please stand up? And that was in the Cash App. That's who has the lead with a $2 holler. Big shout out to the man staying skeptical. And I'm not saying that we're going to lose 41-17, but I understand is what I'm trying to say here. So big shout out to skeptical fan. He is currently also not just the current Cash App leader, but also the leader on the overall board. I will shout out the man Jet Li 44, though. He was tied on Friday. He was tied because he had his membership drop after we went offline, and he is in that star level membership, so he was tied with skeptical fan, skeptical with his thanks and his pre-stream drop, in first place over Jet Li for that very important sponsor of the week. And you never know who gets that. Might get a chance to win one of these sewn and stitched jerseys. I'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, skeptical fan is currently the man leading pretty much all the boards that are available except the gifting board. No one's on that right now. And Jet Li's pretty much repping every single part of the board from last week except the gifting board, which is from Harley Dad. Big shout outs to both of you, to everybody on the board and everybody in the house watching this game tonight with us. Before we get to the news, info, and updates, let's get some basic stuff kind of discussed here and how we do things on this channel, especially on game day. Guys, or game night at this point for Sunday Night Football. We got a little dollar sign in the bottom right of your chat. That is for the super chat through YouTube. Oh, just like that. John Luna repping it.
Woo!
We got a new first place guy here, John Luna.
Demonstrating live how that button works. Thank you so much with a $40 holler, a little Lipke love.
Yeah, Lipke love, and I'm sure it has a little bit of the YouTube coverage. Love there from the man.
He said, sorry
John
I
Luna.
missed your last couple live streams. I've been working a lot and had some dental work done. Oh man.
Dental work is hard.
Hands down the worst. Hopefully you're feeling better and able to yell at your TV right along with the rest of us.
Now, I don't know. Again, he's not a Cowboy fan. But he does love the channel.
You have to be a Cowboy fan to yell at the Cowboys?
Yeah, I guess not. Most people yell at the Cowboys not being fans. But hey, the fans also yell. So either way, John Luna, thank you. I'm going to update the board. He is now in first place on a short week, guys, on that Friday and today to crown a champion. You got to be on top of it here on My Cowboys Family. So big shout outs to John Luna, who has a very slight lead over everyone else right now heading into the finale of the week. But that's one of the ways. The super chat. There's also the thanks button, which I just talked about. Skeptical fan doing that. You could also jump in the membership like Jet Li did, right? Back in the star level and skeptical fan. And once you're in the membership, like John Luna, you can also gift memberships after that, which, by the way, that board is completely open. But John Luna's in the star level. I'll discuss that in a minute. But there's 4 other ways you can drop the love that's outside of YouTube, baby. What are those ways?
Yeah, you have the Cash App, money sign, MyCowboysFamily, the Venmo at my-Cowboys-Family, the regular PayPal link, of course, and last but not least, that Streamlabs link lets your comments show up on screen just like a super chat.
Big shout outs to the super chats from John Luna, the $40 Lipke Holla. But, kind of goes into what we're talking about here when it comes to the sponsor of the week and our monthly jersey raffle. Everybody in the star, we got 4 levels, but 4 different levels of the membership. But people in the star level get 1 raffle entry. People in the over everything level get 2 raffle entries. And then we have 3 to 4 winners every week on the weekly side, on weekly winner board here, the sponsor of the week. So, you see there Jet Li, he's got a bonus raffle entry on top of anything else he may have already in there. And you don't have to be in the membership to get this. You could be, I think we had Marco Seppian win it, right? He's not in the membership. So it's just different ways you can participate in this and get a chance to win one of these Sewn and Stitch jerseys. We're going to do our September raffle sometime after this game, meaning next week. So stick with us on that. If you're on the board, we will definitely raffle you into this jersey situation. Add you into the jersey raffle, and then we'll see if you're lucky enough to pull out a victory. Anybody in the star, over everything, or one of our weekly winners. But we also got to do the shout outs for those that are repping the star and over everything levels. We do it on the nightly. Whenever we go live, we always shout out the top shelf membership, baby. Who are they?
Thank you very much to Skeptical Fan, Jetly44, LC, John Luna, and over everything, Chill Pill.
Yes, big shout out to Chill Pill. And baby, as we're chilling here before the game starts and we get the news, info, and updates revving up, who's in the house to talk some Cowboy football and get ready for game night here against the Steelers?
Of course, John Luna in the house. Much love to you. Aztec Aguilar 04 representing. Big DZ83 said, let's go, fam. We need this one. Mr. I believe Wes Robinson, right? Robinson said Broncos beat the Raiders first time since 2019.
I saw that.
Hey,
it's a big win for them.
Hopefully we can beat the Steelers like we did in 2016, right? Man, it's been that long. Chalk Time on 10808 representing. What's up? Oh, Larry J, hello and hi, saying this is the week people put respect on Dak's name. I was going to say, we have some weather situations happening. Hopefully the only rain we see is Dakota Prescott.
Yeah.
So, I can't take credit for that one. I've been seeing a lot of people make that joke, so figured I would just say it as well. Mr. Seabass, what's up? Dallas Cowboys for life. You know it. This is where the weak prove themselves weak and the strong prove themselves strong. And hopefully you know which ones we are. New Orleans Saints, Nux?
Nuz, that's Nuz.
Oh, okay. What's up, Nuz? Thanks for joining us here. I couldn't quite tell your name. The bubbles. Daniel Baker Sports Highlights, what's up? House Nelson in the house. Pat Pfeiffer, much love to you, representing. Pat. We have Ramesh in the house, Mr. Ram. Freedom First, hey, you were first. Good for you, man. Always go Cowboys. What's up, the champ? Thanks for being here. Unknown Ninja said, food is in the oven. Let's go. Yes, hopefully, nothing impacts your food the way it might impact this game. So, baby, I know you have 1 or 2 things you want to touch on before we get into the inactives and other stuff.
Yeah, and then I'll have a couple things about some keys. After re-looking at some things, some real keys to victory for us tonight. But before we get going, I want to just do a couple quick little shout-outs. And, baby, you got to give us the updates on what's going on in tonight's game. CeeDee Lamb. Yes, CeeDee Lamb. Last week was fined. You guys remember against the, I think it was against the Ravens. Mm-hmm. He was fined for 2 unsportsmanlike conduct violations last week, taunting on that touchdown. $25,324 last week he got fined. This week, guys, he just got fined for the Thursday night game for the Giants on the dumbest stuff. He was fined $11,255 for taunting and then another $14,069 for unsportsmanlike conduct.
I mean, at least the taunting it was called, right?
No, neither was called.
Okay.
There was no penalty called in the field by the refs. And then then the NFL looked at it and said, look, CeeDee's getting a great deal. He's got $34.5 million a year. Let's get some of that money. So they fined him a total of $22,511 for unnecessary roughness in week 3. And now another, $26,000 or so is what he got fined. But the thing was, it was for taunting and then a violent gesture after he got a first down on the play. Mm-hmm. And he just pointed and he kind of flicked his thumb like a gun almost, I guess. It was like shooting for the first down, and they called that a weapon situation. So It is what it is. The new NFL, the new rules, they got to follow. You can't do any kind of. There was a guy in college yesterday did like a machine gun on the guy on the ground, and it was like flags went flying. So talk about receivers, and that's one of them there, CeeDee Lamb. But we got to talk about the guy who is injured, who's missing this game, Brandon Cooks. Because Brandon, although we know he's out for this game, we don't know how long he's going to be out for. He had infection in his knee. We talked about it in detail in the last stream. Brandon Cooks yesterday officially being placed on injured reserve. What does that mean? He can't play for
4 weeks.
That means 4 weeks he's out, guys. Missed not 4 weeks, 4 games. It just happens that we have a bye week, so it's actually 5 weeks he misses. He had an infection develop in the right knee after getting those shots in the procedure he had in New York, so he wouldn't have to have his knee scoped. He had to get later on in the week. He got an infection from those shots, and then he had to get the knee scoped anyway by our doctor, Dr. Dan Cooper. So the upcoming bye, by the way, does not count as time missed, and he'll be eligible to return, Brandon Cooks, on November 10th against Philadelphia. So he's going to miss a minimum of 4 games, a minimum of 5 weeks, and then at the earliest he'll be back November 10th against Philly, Brandon Cooks. Now, what does that mean for the Cowboys? Well, we have an open spot on the team. We have an open roster spot. So we moved up Nick Vigil, linebacker, who I discussed on Friday, maybe a guy maybe elevated to this game from the practice squad, but the Cowboys ran out of elevations on him. They used all 3, and then he had to just sit there, either get picked up by another team or wait to the playoffs to play for the Cowboys again. The Cowboys said, we're going to sign you to the 53-man roster, which is what the Cowboys did, and take up Brandon Cooks' roster spot. So linebacker, I think he's number 41, Nick Vigil, is going to take this Brandon Cooks' spot on the 53-man roster because he used, he's moved up from the practice squad, used up all his practice squad elevations, now signed on the 53. The Cowboys are stating that they needed the roster spot and did not want Brandon Cooks to attempt to come back before he was fully recovered. Whoa! And we got the man John Luna dropping some memberships. In fact, how many is that? It's just flying up.
10 memberships.
Big shout outs to the man, John Luna. Is it still happening? Is it going to happen again?
Huge shout out to the man John Luna, and congrats to C. Bass.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, Choctaw Montana 808, Larry J, House Nelson, Dustin Roberts, Texas Cat, Stormy, Rolando Rodriguez, Frank Moyer, and 8.8-inch Toxic Lamb.
That's funny. Oh, man. John Luna, big shout outs to you. He's in first place on the gifting board with 10 gifted memberships. The man is trying to take over. Right now he's in line for the gifting board.
To share the love and show the love, because now you guys can all drop those emojis.
Yeah. Those emojis, whether it's pro-Cowboys or anti-Steelers, drop them now like it's hot if you got them. And just wanted to say that big shout out to John Luna, who's got 59 points. I'm sorry, Jet Li has only 59 points in the Stream Boss now. John Luna's first place on the overall board. He's first place on the gifting board. And Skeptical's first place on the Cash App board, as Jet Li has everything else. And Harley Dad still hanging on to last week's gifting champion. Right? So big shout outs to everybody in the house here. And again, huge shout out to the man John Luna, who's currently in first place, looking to get that bonus membership raffle entry, baby. You know how that goes. So thank you again, John Luna. And we say here, he's not a Cowboy fan. They go Cowboys here. Now, we'll pop the camera on in a minute. I just wanted to finish reading about Cooks here and let you guys know about Brandon Cooks. The Cowboys stated that they needed the roster spot, and they didn't want Brandon Cooks to come back until he was 100% fully recovered. So it sounds like he'll be back earlier than later. Like he'll be back after that 4th missed game. He'll be back at, on November 10th. I think he'll be back and ready to go. The Cowboys probably open his practice window earlier, 21-day window, and probably be ready to go and acclimated by the time we play against the Eagles on November 10th. So I think that's the reason that they, instead of maybe getting the itchy trigger finger that they push him in the game earlier than he should, this is a way of making sure that they keep him off the field. And also we get a linebacker help there with Nick Vigil and a special teams help there. So just want you to know, though, we're going to be running today with CeeDee Lamb, Jalen Tolbert, Jalen Brooks, Turpin, Cavante Turpin, and then Ryan Flournoy, who's a rookie. And some people are like, this is Flournoy time. Guys, Flournoy's going to play special teams 99% of the time. He might get a couple of plays on offense, but he ain't the game changer. Let's just be real about this. But I did want to say there's a bunch of other guys. We got Brandon Cooks is gone for 5 weeks now, basically. Yeah. Are we that deep at receiver? I just told you the list is not that deep. So there's a lot of guys out there like Hunter Renfrow, Tim Patrick, even Randall Cobb is still willing to come back and play. Chase Claypool, Richie James, Russell Gage. These are serviceable receivers that can add depth, veteran depth, for cheap. Like a Brandon Cooks, but a lower level Brandon Cooks. So the Cowboys stick with their own guys?
The Cowboys...
Or the young, unproven guys, or they stick with the proven guy that's maybe, running out of gas?
Unfortunately, history tells me that the Cowboys like them young. I'll leave it there.
Yeah, with Cowboys, they like their own guys. Mm-hmm. So just so you guys know, and then what were the elevations? Since Nick Vigil is out of elevations, he's on the 53-man roster. He'll be playing a backup role, a linebacker, and a lot of special teams. So we elevated 2 guys. And it was not Dalvin Cook at running back. And in fact, we have less running backs today than we ever had. Elevation from the practice squad this time around is number 55, Carl Lawson, who we better see something from him today. Because him and number 94, Marshawn Nealon, they have to show up at the edges today. They will be basically starting. So we got a practice squad guy in Carl Lawson who got his last elevation from the practice squad. And then Amani Oruwari, who also got his second practice squad elevation. Mm-hmm. Last week he had to play because Andrew Booth Jr. sucked so bad. This guy came in and did a little better. I don't think he did that good, but he was a top 5 guy ranked in our defense on the PFF numbers. So at least he's maybe better than Andrew Booth. We'll see what happens. He's number 27. Keep an eye on him. And number 55, Carl Lawson, will get some snaps on the defensive edge rushing spot. Maybe even start a little bit there. We'll keep an eye on number 55 tonight. Baby, you have the rest of the info. Who are the people that are inactive for today and the team captains for today?
Well, right now, everyone's inactive because, as you guys are saying in the chat, just wanted to update everybody. There is an official weather delay. The game is not going to kick off. It will be starting late. A band of storms is rapidly moving through the area so quickly it wasn't even supposed to hit until about halfway through the first quarter. So just wanted to let you guys know. So stay tuned. Still no prediction on when the game is going to officially kick off. So obviously you'll be chilling here, hanging with us until then. Yes, the one good thing is the storm moving faster than expected means that hopefully the delay is only going to be the 15-20 minutes they were expecting then, except it's going to happen now, and then we can just proceed with the rest of the game as normal. So, like Mr. MCF said, the inactives here for this game. For the Cowboys side, a few non-surprises and one maybe slight surprise at least. Right? Linebacker Micah Parsons, cornerback Kalen Carson, running back Deuce Vaughn, defensive edge KJ Henry. And remember, guys, he just got signed. It's not unexpected that he's inactive.
He's on the 53-man roster, but he only had a couple practices with the Cowboys.
Yeah, we have offensive tackle Matt Willetsko, tight end John Stevens Jr., and, of course, our emergency quarterback, Trey Lance. So 2 things stand out to me here. So 1, I did see some people saying, man, John Stevens Jr. again. I do think that's more of a special teams decision than any health-related thing. At least that's what's being reported. So keep that in mind. And the first time we see Deuce Vaughn inactive. So interesting there, just because, at least for me, I'm obviously expecting a little bit more usage from Hunter Lipke. Of course, he's our third running back, technically.
Yeah, now that's what we got. I mean, we have 3 guys at running back, and that's one of the things I wanted to say. We are... Did you give the Steeler inactives?
Not yet.
Okay. Because I did want to say that with these inactives, it tells me we elevated, Carl Lawson, edge rusher, because of our injury issue with DeMarcus Lawrence and Micah Parsons. And then we elevated our cornerback. So when you have the inactives for the Cowboys, I'm sorry because I kind of missed one, but was Kalen Carson one of the guys?
Yes, he was.
Okay, so I had talked to you yesterday. We discussed it because we were moving up a cornerback. I'm pretty sure that there was not going to be a Kalen Carson sighting today. So number 21 is out for this game, like you just said.
Yeah.
Can you repeat those inactives again?
Of course, not a problem, baby. Yeah. It's okay. So we have Micah Parsons, Kalen Carson, Deuce Vaughn, KJ Henry, Matt Willetsko, John Stevens Jr., and Trey Lance. Like I said, there's only 2 names there that kind of quote-unquote stood out to me, just because Kalen Carson, we kind of knew he was banged up.
And same thing with Micah.
Same thing with Micah, of course. KJ Henry, we already discussed that one. Matt Willetsko's been inactive. And Deuce Vaughn is the one that caught my eye, just because, like I said, it's the first time he's been inactive so far. And John Stevens Jr., just because at this point, they kept saying at first it was injury-related, but now people were asking, like, hey, why is he still inactive? And the answer was special teams.
Yeah.
From multiple sources.
Yeah. So again, remember, you don't want to overuse the guy. He's still got the ACL situation.
Yeah, exactly.
Rehabbing from that. He should be good, but maybe the Cowboys want to wait till maybe the team is more sturdy, to handle him, to come back and maybe push him a little more. I think the Deuce Vaughn thing is I want to touch on that because it's interesting. The Cowboys not only did not elevate Dalvin Cook, but they deactivated Deuce Vaughn. And I think that means that, look, I think we're getting closer to seeing Dalvin Cook, but I think we got to remember, how many times did Deuce Vaughn get the ball? Like 5 snaps, maybe? Maybe 1 or 2 carries at most. So losing him and replacing him with Lipke is not a big deal. Or replacing him with Zeke or Rico. You're not really losing it. The Cowboys are not seeing a usage for Deuce Vaughn, at least in this matchup, and maybe in the future. So that's something to keep our eyes on, for sure.
So, and before I go ahead and read the Steelers inactives, I do want to take a second to shout out some people here in the chat. Redman R, yes, we got to support Maria Taylor. Way to go. She said the only female on Football Night in America is the only one who picked the Cowboys to win.
I did see that.
Cam from AZ, much love, always. Cowboys for life. Talk to Sully. Hopefully you're staying safe out there. Yes, we are actually going to finish some hurricane preparations. We didn't do too much on this last one just because, we knew we were going to be more or less okay. But this next one looks like it's coming, straight for us and, most of our family here, so in Florida. So we're going to be extra careful. Make sure to prepare. So one of the reasons, as soon as the stream is over, or the game is over, we will be kind of cutting out of here, guys, because we do have to make some extra preparations.
Especially with the delay, for sure. We got other things we got to do here. And this night game ain't the best timing for this, but we're here.
Yep.
And we're going to go through the play-by-play watch party with you guys. But I know we had
Burn Bar and DM Boogie. I just want to do some quick little shout-outs here. Madman. So the Steelers inactives. Let me go ahead and touch on those, right? So we have running back Jalen Warren.
We knew that. Yeah. He's out.
Also Cordell Patterson.
You know he's out, yeah.
Roman Wilson, wide receiver. We have linebacker Alex Highsmith.
Now, he's a starter. That's a big loss. But we knew he was going to be out of this game.
Guard Max Sharping.
Okay.
Tight end McCole Pruitt. And quarterback Russell Wilson. He's the emergency quarterback. You guys already know all about that part.
Yeah, so, tight end when he was out. Pruitt, but he was already going to be out.
Like you said, there weren't any real surprises there. It just kind of confirms, what we knew, which again, with them missing a linebacker to starting position, I'm not telling the Cowboys what to do. I'm just telling them the hole is right there.
Yeah. Sharping is the backup right guard, so they just lose a little depth there at their offensive line. But their starters are all there, and we talked about some of the matchups, and we're going to talk about some of those as well in a minute.
Brown.
Dave Brown in town. What's up, man? We're going to wear, of course, you guys have already seen the Cowboys are going to wear their all white. Not their all white, but their white home jerseys. Usually they wear them on the road.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if you have anything else, like team captains or anything like that, but I'm going to. Oh, you do have the team captain. Okay.
Yes, I do. Sorry. No, so offensive captain, Jake Ferguson.
Hey.
Woo-hoo. Eric Hendricks is the defensive captain. And
50.
Buddy Johnson on special teams, getting that representation.
Linebacker, but special team style, right? Anything else from your side, maybe? Are we good?
So pregame, guys, McCarthy did kind of mention that throughout this week in practice, Dallas doubled up on its tackling and breaking tackle drills in practice, which he believes will obviously have an impact in tonight's game.
You guys remember, we have the most missed tackles in the NFL, basically. I mean, it's disgusting. So that's got to be something we got to fix. And I don't know if it's McCarthy or it's through McCarthy, but then we need Zimmer to get his shit together on defense to get these guys to tackle properly, because it's cost us about 400-something yards and tackle after contact and missed tackles and allowing yards after contact. We do that against Steelers, we're going to get our asses kicked, because they are fantastic at running after the catch or running after getting hit. So we have to make the tackles on these Steelers. Anyway.
So the only other news, which to me, this was something to definitely keep in mind with some of this crazy weather.
When you talk about kicker.
In an open stadium.
Yeah, I talk about kicker. That's what I said the other day. That's one of the keys is
Mr.
Aubrey.
Mr. Brandon Butter Aubrey, keeping both sides of the toast buttered up. He made 58-yard field goals and warm-ups going in both directions. So,
that's good news.
Keep that in mind. There's not too much wind. But he did miss one from 50 going towards the open end of the stadium as he was warming up. So, just keep that in mind, that maybe this is not the week to try and break the distance record. Maybe try to keep them within 60 yards for Brandon Aubrey. Just to point out that the wind could have an impact here as far as especially our decision to kick,
and also the rain.
Punt.
With the winds coming from the rain or the bands that are coming through.
Yeah, as of now, it's actually no rain. I know it sounds weird, but there's just an intense amount of lightning.
Yeah, and it's near enough. So
that's it's like right over them.
Yeah, it's going to pass over them, but should be hopefully quicker than longer.
Yeah, the game does remain delayed, guys. Again, I know it should have been kicking off a few minutes ago. Just wanted to let you guys know that. That was it.
Oh, okay, no.
So now, MVP for us is Aubrey, right? So I did hear about that. John Luna, the Texans kicking that 59-yard field goal.
Saw it today, guys. I mean, a lot of games on today. We know the Commanders won. They kicked ass again, so that's a team to watch. They are 4-1 in the division, and then you got the
Ravens-Bengals game was also game-wise just
right. Yeah.
A really fun game to watch.
The Giants did get the win, so they're 2-3 now. They did pull out the victory against the Seattle Seahawks on a last-second block kick.
And the Commanders beat the Browns so bad they left skid marks leaving the stadium.
Yeah, so we discussed that one too. But did the Eagles are they off this week? I think they're off this week. So no game for the Eagles, if I'm not mistaken, unless I forgot. And I don't think they played this week, the Eagles.
Yeah, so the Texas Cat, that's kind of my fear and concern as well, just because out of all the things that we've seen so far, our defense allowing too many points tends to keep coming back and bite us in the butt.
As it should. If you allow points, you're gonna have trouble winning games when you need to.
Yep, I'm Geraldo Cruz. What's up? Much love. So let me go ahead and kind of hit up a few of your comments here, guys, as we continue to, chill, relax, wait for this delay. I think Mr. MCF drank all his water. Baby, you want to go grab a refill real quick?
Yeah.
So Madman said the Ravens got lucky. Cincinnati should have won. It feels weird because every time I watch the Ravens, I keep seeing the same things. They seem to have a slightly similar problem to Dallas, right? They obviously have a lot of talent. They have a good team, some good coaching, but something always happens at the last minute that makes you go, why is a team this good having this many struggles kind of closing up games, right? Now, we're obviously having different types of struggles this season, just saying that's what it felt like watching the Cowboys last season. Like, we couldn't just quite, close out games, good start to finish.
A lot of the game you're referring to is the
I just said it, the Ravens.
Yeah. That
against the Bengals. Like, just because the Ravens were winning more or less most of the game.
Joe Burrow has had great games. Yet the quarterback can't win it all the time because you need special teams. It's they missed the field goal. You need defense. It's they've messed up as well. And, even though they did help them, Lamar Jackson almost gave the game away, and they still came back multiple times, almost gave it away again, and then they won the game. So, Bengals, they are the best 1-4 team in the league, I think, right now, if I'm not mistaken, or 0-5 team. I'm not even sure. They're
1-4, I think. So, Oh man, Jetly44, what's up? Much love. He said 30-20 Cowboys. So yeah, maybe guys, if you want to go ahead and drop your score predictions, just because I think this weather, makes me want to be slightly more conservative. I'm going with 30-27 Cowboys.
Yeah, I'm
being optimistic.
I'm not gonna go that high. I think this is gonna. If it goes high, we lose. Let me put it that way. In my opinion, if this game is 30 to 28, we're in trouble.
With the way our team is right now, that's how it's going to be every game. Our defense is gonna struggle, so it is up to our offense to kind of score last.
As you know, one of my keys is that we have to score first and early. And try to do it often, and then we control the game.
It's so funny. The second you said that, Scorpio just said in the chat we need to score early.
Exactly. We just got to score first and score early. We score early, and we score a couple of times when we're up by 10 or 13 or 14 or 17. At halftime, we got control of the game. But if we don't do that, they have control of the game. Close, high scoring, low scoring, don't matter. They have control of the game. So, how will the Cowboys win this game? We went through some of the important things already. But now we're with this game here against the Steelers, a good team so far. These two teams were powerhouses in the 70s and the 90s. I remember the 90s. The Steelers are a good team. They're 3-1. But they definitely have some deficiencies, and we can beat them. Now, their main offensive weapons, there's two offensive weapons. Outside of Justin Fields' legs, he also is throwing the ball to George Pickens, who we talked about that 50-50 ball. He's one of the best in the league. And their tight end, Pat Freiermuth. Who's he? Yeah, he sounds like an average. He's always open in the middle of the field, down the seams. Watch for that. It's going to be an important matchup there. So, again, the Steelers, when you look at their defense, they have a solid defense, but they also lack players with elite man coverage skills. So they mask man coverage by playing heavy zone and a lot of heavy zones throughout the game. The Cowboys have to figure out how to, break the zone, how to beat the zone. And Dak, can usually do okay with that, but he has better opportunities to CeeDee Lamb as well when they're in man. So, if we see man, that's good for us. But they're going to probably go a lot of zone and bracketing coverage on CeeDee Lamb to force us to kind of get the ball to Jalen, the two Jalens, Jalen Tolbert and Jalen Brooks, who probably are 2 and 3 for the Cowboys. So, again, a good quarterback like Dak could pick apart the zone defense of the Steelers. And even though their zone defense is what they have to use, doesn't mean they're great at it. So, good quarterbacks can pick apart the Steelers' zone defense. And that's funny because that's probably their best strength. One of their biggest strengths is their zone defensive coverage. So, it's up to the Cowboys to make sure that we attack them on both sides of the ball. So
again, that's where scheme comes in, right?
And this is why I say,
get it done, coaches.
That's why I say we don't have guys this week that are, game changers. Whether you go with, with a guy like DeMarcus Lawrence, who's a, old school game changer, kind of run stopper and all this stuff. But then you also have, of course, no Micah Parsons, which is the big man here, the big name. Mm-hmm. So that means the edge defenders are extremely important in this game. I mean, beyond words. So we have a huge drop off from DeMarcus Lawrence and Micah Parsons at the edge. What does this mean? Well, this means that with both guys ruled out, we have to see backups doing a great job, and that means rookie Marshawn Nealon, number 94. I got to see how he works. As an edge defender, stopping the run, setting the edge against the running backs and against Justin Fields. Marshawn Nealon is not a true blue pass rusher. He was a second-round rookie pick that we picked up this year, of course, in the draft. But right now, it looks like Marshawn Nealon is going to be their rookie to start. And then Chauncey Golston, number 99, will be the other guy that gets an opportunity to start on the opposite side of Marshawn Nealon. These are our backups starting at the edge. This is a key to this game. Now, there's also, no KJ Henry, who we just picked up. He's out for this game. But we do have Tyrus Wheat. He's a practice squad standout, and he's been on this team for basically 2 years, making it on the 53 somehow. So he will be there, and he will get some snaps, Tyrus Wheat, to help contain Justin Fields. But Fields has established himself as as the second leading rusher on the Steelers behind running back Najee Harris. And Justin Fields is not as fast. He's not as shifty as Lamar Jackson, which we had major trouble stopping. He ran for 87 yards against a healthier version of this defense when we had DeMarcus Lawrence and Micah Parsons, and he still killed us. So we got to get that's even though Justin Fields is not as good or as fast or as quick or as speedy or as hard to stop as Lamar Jackson. We also have a much worse defense right now with all the injuries. No Kalen Carson, no Micah, and of course no DeMarcus Lawrence. So we got to contain Fields. We got to keep him in the pocket. You got to force him to use his arm to move the ball down the field. You cannot let him use his legs. If we let him use his legs, they will beat us again. And again, Overshown's going to be a key here, number 13. But he did horrible against Lamar Jackson. I was very disappointed in his performance there. I don't know if it's coaching or if him just trying to get caught up with stuff. But either way, we got to contain their quarterback, Justin Fields, keep him in the pocket, use his arm to make plays and move the ball. And if we can do that, guys, that's the best strategy to keep the Pittsburgh offense from finding success. The Chargers did this to the Steelers. They held Justin Fields to 6 yards on 6 runs. 6 runs, 6 yards. Yeah. If we do that, we're gonna do great.
We're good.
Yeah, the Chargers did that, and they were working them, but the Chargers secondary could not hold up the stopping of the passing by Justin Fields, which is something I think we can do better than the Chargers did. So the key here is we need some pressure. We need to get Justin Fields, but we need to also contain him in the pocket. Even more than pressure, keep him in the pocket and force him to beat your defense with his arm. Again, I want to say the Chargers kept Fields in the pocket, but they allowed him to complete 78% of his completions for a 96 quarterback rating. It's a team effort to slow down Justin Fields. It starts with the edges, our defensive edges. So no Micah, no DeMarcus Lawrence. It starts at Marshawn Nealon, the rookie, and veteran utility guy, Chauncey Golston, who plays tackle, now is going to play edge. So, and with, again, like guys like number 55, Carl Lawson is going to be in the mix, and others, that is where we're going to see, we got to see something from Zimmer here to keep Justin Fields contained. That is a major thing for our defense. Probably the biggest and by far the biggest thing for our defense to do to stop this average offense, I will say.
Yep, and thank you very much to JetLee44 with his $2 holler saying, "Go Cowboys, beat the Squealers 30-20. Go Cowboys."
Yeah, I think I never gave my score. I think my score there, Jet Li, is going to be something more like I think I had 23-20. Cowboys win with Aubrey.
Okay.
At the buzzer. Just call it like
that. That's a spicy one there. So, hey.
I think it's going to be close.
I do think it's going to be close. I just think that because of our defensive situation, there are going to be more points on the board than we want to see. So.
Yeah. I just be a little high.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's my...
23-20.
And there is a game delay there. Lewis, trust me, we wish the game had already started. Actually, it's gotten... pretty bad. About 10 minutes ago, they did ask everyone at the stadium to shelter in the hallways and things like that to get out of your seats. Go inside. Again, the storm is still actively over the stadium. The delay continues. We'll keep you guys updated as soon as the game is ready to go.
We'll pop the camera on in a minute or two. But I do want to say a shout out here also, not just Jet Li dropping the love there, right, with a $2 holler.
Yeah.
He also, the king of the Cash App, also said, hold up, because he dropped a $1.91 holler, which puts him in second place. And then he dropped another $1 on top of that, puts him in first place on the Cash App board. And now he is the leader in the Cash App. So he just jumped Skeptical Fan.
Yep.
By 90 cents. So
there you go. Huge shout out. And they're showing you a little bit of the field now.
Field's empty.
It's again
light rain.
Yeah, very light rain, but the lightning is extremely intense. Again, storms are no joke there.
They're passing with wet balls, throwing the wet balls around. The Steelers are, I think.
Yeah.
The Cowboys, I know, will have done that as well, if I'm not mistaken. So.
Yeah, I just didn't think that we have any kind of footage of our Cowboys preparing for that.
No.
So. Now, Mr. John Luna also said, "I still hate the Steelers from the 70s because they single-handedly kept my Oilers from winning a Super Bowl."
A Houston fan in the house, huh? Well, I mean, I'm just saying, your Houston team is looking. We have Eastside Harold, who's a big-time Houston, but he's more of a troll than anything. But yeah, Texans ain't no joke, and they were able to pull out the victory with again, bad coaching, by the way, in my opinion, by the who were they playing? The Bills. Bad coaching by the Bills to throw and stop the clock and give the Texans the ball back with 20 seconds, and that's why they won with a 59-yard field goal. That's what happens when you fuck around, you find out. So, congrats to your Houston Texans winning if they're your team still, or I don't know if it's Tennessee Titans or Houston Texans, but either way, congrats on their win there.
And Madman, I guess maybe we're used to our Florida rains here because that's like a light sprinkle.
Yeah.
So here in Florida, you need some serious rain before we start calling it rain. So Pat Pfeiffer, the storms are pretty bad. Raul said he has 19-16 Cowboys. Talk to Sully said 26-9 Steelers.
I'm telling you right now, if we let them get in front, that's exactly what's going to happen. It's going to be 26.
Unknown Ninja said if Jerry knew how to GM, we could have had Parsons and TJ Watt.
Again, that was he trusted in Marinelli, and we got Taco Charlton instead of TJ Watt. But then would we have gotten Micah Parsons? That's a question mark. Because if we have TJ Watt, we might not have went after Micah Parsons some years later, right?
Yep. Big boss man, what's up? Ramon and Emily Jones in the house.
Much love.
You keep rolling back through some of these comments, of course. By the way, Talk to Sully said Watt's going to have 5 sacks. Oh. Ouch.
Well, let me get through this because I'm going to flip it around. We talked about our defense versus their offense, and we're missing 3 starters. Really 4 if you want to throw in Bland. But the point is, when you flip it around, we don't have many people missing on the offensive side, except for Brandon Cooks, of course, which is our second receiver. But outside of that, I want to make...
now that's
it's coming
down.
Yeah, the Yinzer mob. Oh, those Pittsburgh people. Anyways, I want to stick with... I'm going to say a couple things, maybe, and then I'll have to take a quick break, and you'll have to
of course.
hang in here.
Hey, teamwork makes the dream work, guys.
And look, so Cowboy fans and Steeler fans, just hanging out in the rain, and they're not acknowledging the
intelligent individuals, of course.
They're not. Yeah. Well, luckily, most of them were Steeler fans. We still have one Cowboy fan. Nah. So a matchup that I think we got to win in this game, guys, without question, is where I think their defense is weak is at linebacker with Patrick Queen and others, because we got to utilize and use number 87, Jake Ferguson. Your boy, Jake Ferguson, baby. Jake Ferguson. And you know who's going to be covering Jake Ferguson? Even though we can talk about Patrick Queen and some of the linebackers, it's really going to be the safety. And he's a good one. Minkah Fitzpatrick, one of the best safeties out there. Mm-hmm. He's a guy that can cover tight ends. So with CeeDee Lamb, obviously being the unquestioned number one playmaker on the Cowboys, and on our offense, let's say that, people forget about Jake Ferguson, especially being injured for a week, right? The young tight end, he had a bad first game, got injured, and then missed the second game, came back, and in the last 2 weeks, he's had more targets than any tight end in a 2-week span, and I think in our history, if I'm not mistaken. So, again, guys, when he gets the ball in his hands, he gets yardage, he gets first downs. He's always looking to make contact, to pick up extra yards. Ferguson was forced to miss that loss against the Saints when he suffered that MCL sprain. And he also had some bone bruising in that knee, which we didn't know until now. But he still ended up catching 6 passes against the Ravens, and he caught 7 passes against the Giants. So again, 13 catches in 2 weeks. Like I said, historically, one of the best starts, one of the best 2-week spans for a tight end when it comes to receptions. Now, who's covering him? This is the matchup, is the key here. And the Steelers' answer for Ferguson is going to probably be, it could be Patrick Queen. It could be, there's definitely some linebackers that could throw. Again, they have Alex Highsmith, who's out of this game. Patrick Queen is going to take over there. They got Mark Robinson and Nick Herbig. Not very good guys out there. So they're going to drop down Minkah Fitzpatrick from the safety spot. And again, if you want to know who Minkah Fitzpatrick is, number 39. Deshaun Elliott's more of a coverage guy at safety. He's more, but Minkah Fitzpatrick is going to be a guy who's going to cover the tight ends, kind of like a Jaron Kearse type. So he's going to go up against probably a lot of Ferguson. He's going to be seeing a lot of Minkah Fitzpatrick. He was acquired by the Steelers via trade during the 2019 season, and all he's done under Mike Tomlin is earn first-team All-Pro honors 2 out of the last 4 years. So obviously, he still got it, Minkah Fitzpatrick. And Pittsburgh's scheme on defense this year has Fitzpatrick as the lone safety and many single high looks. So he's playing the free safety instead of Deshaun Elliott a lot of the times. But I'm predicting in this game, in this specific matchup situation, I think Fitzpatrick, instead of being the free safety, he's going to drop down, being the strong safety, and watching and covering and being on number 87, Jake Ferguson. That's, to me, is a matchup to keep an eye on. If we can use number 87, we have a chance to win this game. And remember, who's the bread and butter? Who's the emergency throw? Where does Dak go usually outside of the running backs? Who's his guy when he needs to go to somebody, find somebody open? It's number 87. Wherever Jake Ferguson is, Dak usually gets the ball. Whether it's watching you. Whether it's down the seam, up the middle, to Ferguson dumping it down on a screen, whatever it is. And Pittsburgh will know this. The Steelers know this, that Dak's gonna be using. We got CeeDee Lamb, but we're gonna be using Ferguson as an emergency kind of outlet for Dak. So it's going to be a really good matchup, I think, between number 87, Ferguson, and number 39, Minkah Fitzpatrick, the safety. Now, when it comes to Dak, he's been having trouble getting separation. So I need Jake Ferguson. I need CeeDee Lamb, who's having a horrible season in separation. Whoever else is the receivers, whether it's Turpin, whoever it is, we need more separation. Because I'm going to tell you right now, and that separation means you got to get a yard or more away from your coverage, away from the cornerback or the guy who's covering you. So just so you guys know, listen to Dak Prescott's pass catchers, receivers, tight ends, running backs, how they ranked in average separation over the last 6 years. 2019, the Cowboys are ranked 25th in creating separation.
That sucks.
And making very hard passes for Dak Prescott. 2020, Dak broke his ankle. But he was doing unbelievable things in the first 4.5 games of the season.
But we're not counting them.
But the point is, even unbelievable things in tight coverage. There's not enough. It wasn't enough numbers to really calculate for that season. In 2021, not bad. 15th. Wow, are we going up? We are 15th now at separation. That really helped Dak Prescott out. In 2022, we dropped to 31st in separation. And last year, we were 31st again. This year, we're 32nd. The last 3 years, and some of this is Kellen Moore, some of this is the after effects, some of this is the players, some of this is McCarthy. Average separation by our receivers or pass catchers, 2022, 31st out of 32. 2023, 31 out of 32. And last year, 30. And this year, 32 out of 32. So to help our offense, we need separation from our receivers, tight ends, running backs. That's the only way you're going to be able to help Dak. And once we get down the field with our offense, we're going to be able to get opportunities. You said this earlier about the pregame kicking. Ooh, not the. We don't want to see those guys. The pregame kicking. And, of course, Brandon Aubrey. I do want to say one thing about Brandon Aubrey. There is no doubt what Aubrey has done is, incredible. Let's just be honest. What he's done, Aubrey, in the last year plus 4 games, it's been crazy. It's I've never seen it as a kicker before, and we're lucky
have such
to
a
have
big
him.
splash and immediate impact like that.
But there's also another big consistency, and you might have seen it in today's game against the Bengals. You might have seen it in today's game. What was the other game that they had a bad snap? My point is the snapper. And we have Trent Zieg, who, by the way, is like best friends with Brandon Aubrey, our long snapper, number 44. And both guys are like roommates. They're really connected at the hip. So that's the constant with Brandon Aubrey is that we've always had Trent Zieg. Since Aubrey's been with us, Trent Zieg's been with us last year. So, again, he gets very little credit. Very little credit for Trent Zieg, number 44, making tackles on special teams and kickoffs and stuff like this, on punts, I should say, when he's snapping the ball. So, he gets very little credit for our long snapper, but he has proven time and time again that you get much more accuracy and much more consistency from your kicker when your long snapper can do those same things. When your long snapper is accurate and consistent, your kicker has a better chance to be accurate and consistent as well. But you know what? Before we can get points on the board, before we can get Dak with separation for the receivers getting separation for Dak, before all those things, we need time for Dak Prescott, and that's going to come down to the offensive line. The Steelers are coming back in the field, so it looks like they're going to get ready. Guys, the Steelers are getting ready to come back in the field. The Steelers are coming on. It's still a weather delay, but the fact that they're coming, I don't know if they're coming into the locker room or coming into the back onto the field.
There is still not only just delayed, it's like extremely delayed. There's still heavy rain being reported as of
they're going to the locker room.
Yeah,
so,
I was going to say, no, they're actually not sure when this game is going to start.
So we might not even play tonight. I don't know what's going to happen. Be a nice short stream for us.
Jelly44 made a joke. What's the chance for a double hitter Monday Night Football game at this point?
Fucking suck, because I don't have the time for that. We don't have the time for that.
That would be
disastrous.
Extremely unfortunate.
Yeah.
Like we said, we were really hoping that this is just a storm cell, like a little blip. And that it's not the entire whole storm system, just kind of hanging out and chilling for a while.
I promise I'll shut up, and I promise I'll put the camera on in a minute. I guess, I don't know. I'm not going to keep this camera off the whole time, but...
Well, we don't know exactly how long this delay is going to last either, but...
Well, we'll figure it out. The point is, I'm going to let you talk for a long, long time, baby, but I got to finish one last thing, and the most important thing in this game for our offense is exactly what I heard was talk to Sully say. And that's one of my biggest keys. We have to slow down TJ Watt. And he may go, we talked about him and Guyton, our rookie, number 60, but he lines up against the right tackle. And that's Terrence Steele.
And he's not exactly having a great start to the season so far either.
No, not at all. But he had a great game against Brian Burns last week, who had a great game today against the Seahawks. But even with a great game against Burns, he had a horrible game against Thibodeau, against the Giants. So I don't know where Steele will suffer or not, but speed and power is what TJ Watt has. And that's going to be a struggle for both of our tackles. So when it comes to defense, our edges are lacking. And when it comes to our offense, our edges, when I say edges, I mean our tackles, even though they're pretty good, they're still lacking against the power of TJ Watt. Now, luckily, they don't have Hayward in there. I'm just saying that's going to help us some. Alex Highsmith's going to help us not being there, but he's not a pass rusher. He's a linebacker. So, they're going to have Cameron Hayward in the middle with Benton inside and nose tackle. Gary Ojubai, which was injured all week, he will play. So, but the main guy is number 90. From the Steelers, TJ Watt. The most important matchup of this game, which will determine the outcome of this game. Will it be a close game? Will we stay in it? If we do, that means Terrence Steele is doing a damn good job against TJ Watt. But if we get blown out, TJ Watt got 5 sacks. And the thing is this, guys, Watt is a menace. He's a game wrecker as an edge rushing outside guy. And we love Micah, what he does, but TJ Watt does many same things, if not more. And again, that's his actual main position, unlike Micah Parsons, who's linebacker. So Watt is a menace on the edge. The matchup is scary. It's terrifying, really. And I don't have the confidence. You just mentioned about Steele having a bag. I don't have the confidence he can get the job done, not on a play or two, but consistently against Watt. Watt will get back there, cause pressure, hit the quarterback. You never know with Dak. You get blinds. You got to be careful. And Dak got to be worried about reading the field. He cannot have guys on him. If he does, it's going to be a long day for the Cowboys. They're going to have TJ Watt on him. It's going to be a tough day for Dak Prescott and the offense. So the coaching staff, I don't think our coaching staff is brave enough to leave Steele out there, and I don't think they're stupid enough. Well, maybe they are stupid enough. I don't think they're stupid enough to leave Terrence Steele by himself with TJ Watt every play. Maybe once in a while, but not every. They gotta give him help. Tight end, I think number 86, Schoonmaker, can chip block or double at times. I think sometimes running backs at the backfield, whether it's Zeke or Rico, chip block that motherfucker, or of course number 40, Lipke, or help him if you have to. So I think the Cowboys have to. The coaching, this is not about Dak or the offensive line. The coaches have to have a scheme or something in play for TJ Watt to get help. I don't care if he's going against Guyton. I don't care if he's going against Steele. He needs double teams. He needs chip blocks to slow down TJ Watt. You're not going to stop him fully. You got to slow his ass down. So I expect not to see number 78, Terrence Steele, on an island only with him versus number 90, TJ Watt. I do not. If I see that, I'm going to yell at the coaches, not at Terrence Steele. So I expect to see a running back, like I said, or a tight end, like I said, to line up on the right side of our offensive line, to the right of Dak, let's say, and then give a little chip block, or a double if needed, but a chip block to at least slow down TJ Watt's pass rush. With such a poor rushing attack that the Cowboys have, as far as running the ball, we're the worst in the league at running the ball.
Yeah.
The worst. We have 304 yards in 4 games. It's the worst in the NFL. The Cowboys are going to have to rely on Dak's arm to move the ball down the field. But if he cannot do that, and Watt's hanging on his ass the whole game,
which the weather doesn't help.
Yeah, but if TJ Watt's on him in 2 seconds, what can Dak do? The Cowboys have to either help Terrence Steele, or we're going to just get blown out. So Steele, with some help, Steele will have to do, with a little help for Steele, he will have to do everything in his power to keep the pocket clean for Dak Prescott long enough for the offense to be successful, or at least have an opportunity to be successful. Or else it's going to be, like I said, a very fucking long day. So, yeah, TJ Watt, obviously number 90, we got to slow him down. At the very least, slow him down. Stopping him, no. Slow him down, please. And that's that.
Yeah, they were also told to wear 7-pointed cleats just to make sure that everyone had enough grip during tonight's game.
To know, yeah.
But as you guys are kind of saying, William Burney was asking in the chat, at what point do they decide to reschedule a game when it comes to a weather situation like this? Because I can tell you, as of about a minute ago, there is still lightning right over the stadium, heavy rain.
They usually wait a good hour before that. So I got to take a break.
Yeah, go ahead, baby. I know Mr. MCF was supposed to refill his water quite a while ago. So, but yeah, so I'm not exactly sure if there's I don't think there's any official, if the game is delayed X amount of time, we officially reschedule. Especially because usually during the daytime, you do have a little more leeway to play the game. Obviously, we are here on the East Coast, so it is almost 9 o'clock. The game was supposed to start at 8:15, so we are more than 30 minutes delayed here, and with no sign of stopping. That's the biggest thing I want to make clear. This was supposed to be kind of a much smaller storm. Looks like it is not. So, do we have a chance in this game, said Cassie Stewart. I mean, we do always a chance. There's always a chance. I do think we have a few favorable matchups. The thing is, so do they, and I think they have more favorable matchups than we do in some situations, but it comes down to the scheme and the execution, right? Can our coaches, do some of the things that we've mentioned here tonight, and can the players actually execute that plan out there on the field? So let me go ahead and hit up a few more comments here. Saul Molina, yes, long time no see. Glad to see you here. Said, look at the Browns game. If Garrett was on the left, they could have moved Dak to the right and vice versa. That's what we need to do against Watt. Keep Dak in shotgun and keep him moving. The Cowboys / McCarthy really seem hesitant to lean into the motion that seems to favor us and our scheme so much more. Again, don't know why that is. Hopefully today, by whether we like it or not, whether they like it or not, we do see a little bit more motion from Dak Prescott and just our offense in general. So, LT, much love. Yes, fingers crossed that the storm does pass very soon. Xavier, no tarp. Again, the Steelers have an open stadium, so, and I don't think the tarp was going to do much for that type of heavy rain. But at first, it was actually the lightning that was more of the issue. The lightning came about 20 minutes before the rain even started, so very heavy. Now, Madman said, Dallas coaches don't think like us. Remember that Atlanta game some years back? We got like 6 Daks against, Dak was sacked like 6 times. So the good thing is, I'm almost positive, good being a relative term here, pretty sure that was under Jason Garrett, if my memory doesn't deceive me. But even outside of that, I have to go back to one of the things that Mr. MCF mentioned earlier, which was, I think it was separation. There we go. We have consistently, under McCarthy, had some of the worst separation in the league. Like 31st, 32nd, consistently, over and over. Like, come on. How is Dak supposed to make anything happen out of that? And yet he still does. He still has. So offensively, I mean, it stinks because some of the moves that we have tried to make that even we were happy with and agreed with, they didn't quite work out the way that we expected. Like Brandon Cooks, right? Brandon Cooks, when we brought him in, we were excited for that. And he just never has quite panned out. And so far this season, before his injury, and glad, hopefully he continues to recover and feel better. But I mean, he had some of the worst separation on this team out of any of our receivers. But, we were kind of complaining about it, pretty sure, during that Giants game. So, again, just not a great position to be in when those are the struggles that we're having, right? So, Scorpio said, I think in 15 minutes we should be good. So, yeah, fingers crossed again. They're showing the camera now. Still lots of heavy rain. Still active lightning, heavy lightning. Like, that is some good old-fashioned PA thunderstorms right there, guys. I do see some fans are out in the state. Man, why did they show that? This poor guy, he's trying to drink his beer under his, poncho. That is so embarrassing and so sad. That is sad. Wow. Why are they showing that? That is so weird. They just showed, a random beer can stuck in some water that's dripping down from the bleachers. Very bizarre. So anyway, let me go ahead and keep hitting up your comments here. William Birdie said, if this was in Dallas, Jerry just could have closed the roof. Yes, that is one nice thing. The roof could have been closed. And it's a nighttime game, which means, the windows and their curtains or lack thereof can't play any shenanigans on us either. But even we have to play on the road sometimes. Now, Chris Plumage said, how does the offense open up tonight, MCF? Month in now. Hopefully we can play some disciplined ball and take care of the ball. Is it too much to ask to win every phase of the game? I do think that's a little bit too much to ask for, at least from this current team and their current injured state. Personally, I have to admit, if we do see a game tonight, which fingers crossed we do, I think it's going to be kind of a slow start. I don't want to speak for the Steelers, but one, the Cowboys have had slow starts all the time. And not just this year, right? But for the past few years, we tend to start slow more often than not. So I feel like that combined with the weather, although the one thing that gives me not a slight bit of hope, with Deuce Vaughn inactive and Hunter Lipke in, and the weather, all kind of combining for a situation where maybe the Cowboys do choose to run the ball a little bit more. And I do think that would give us a better chance, because I feel like we've been forced to get away from the run very early and we haven't been relying on it as much. It hasn't been very reliable, but that's maybe a chicken or the egg type of argument. So LT said, hey, leave Cooks alone. He's from my hometown. Hey, no. Trust me, we love Cooks. Again, he just did not give us what we were expecting when we got him. That's it. And now that he is unfortunately injured, and like I said, wishing him a speedy recovery, but we won't be seeing him for another 5 weeks. The Cowboys' great answer to that so far is Flournoy. Nothing against him, just saying that it's going to be a precarious situation when we replace a veteran receiver, even if he was having a rough time, with a young, inexperienced guy. So, William Birdie said, I think there's a realistic chance that they could cancel this game. I have to be honest, I didn't think so, but this storm is hanging around much, much longer. And I'm not joking when I say, guys, like, the lightning is right over the stadium. It is, like, non-stop lightning, what they're showing here, what people are showing. I know they're trying to keep it going, but, you know, even some of the fans that were sitting out there in their ponchos are starting to trickle back inside, not holding up against the rain. There's apparently one crazy Steelers fan who's been sitting out there the entire time, waving his terrible towel around, going crazy. I think they're showing him on screen right now. Yeah, there he is. Well, good for him. Oh boy. So yeah, the storm is unfortunately not moving currently. So we obviously will be here, keep you guys updated. Obviously, if there is no game, we will, chat with you guys for a little bit more, and obviously see you guys again tomorrow night if that's the case. But, hopefully we can just hang here with you guys. Cassie Stewart said, not a fan of the rain. My ex-roommate oh no, that is so horrible. I'm so sorry to hear that he was so impacted by Hurricane Helene. Again, we were not in its path, direct path, and unfortunately do know some people who have been really impacted by that storm, and now we're about to get hit with another one, so this one is coming straight for us, so fingers crossed everything works out there. Mary Alvarez, much love, hopefully you're doing well. Can the game be moved to another day? Yes, so the expectation, I'm imagining, is that if they do end up having to reschedule this game, like JetLi44 had said earlier, we might have a doubleheader Monday night game. Not sure how that will obviously impact us, because that's not exactly a great situation, especially since we're on the road. Really, it hurts us much more, this delay, than anybody else, really, if you start breaking it down, just because, one, yes, we're on the road and traveling. That means we have to stay longer. Obviously your game plan kind of goes out the window when, well, the game had to be delayed a whole day. And now the recovery time for the following day, we're coming, fresh off this nice 10-day stretch, after our last Thursday night game. But now we're going to have a much shorter recovery time, and we got to travel, and we have all this other stuff going on. So, it would be better for the Cowboys, I think, to try and have this game tonight. Obviously, the Steelers are also in a similar-ish position. And since they're at home, they probably feel the impact a little bit less. So, really unfortunate there. But thank you so much to the man John Luna dropping a $34 holler. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you saying, I'm about to go to bed. I can't wait much longer, MCF. And everyone in the chat, good night. Please be safe. Tell Mr. Cowboy Family that for me. So, all good. Thank you so much, John Luna. You have a great night. Again, like I said, this weather delay impacts everybody because we all plan our schedules around this. And Mother Nature said, hold up, wait a minute. Save that thought. So, thank you so much, Mr. John Luna. You have a great night. That does bring JetLi44 down to 27 points on that stream boss. Still holding on to it there, but John Luna is currently in the lead as we wrap up this week, which, like I said, that also depends on the status of this game. So, yes, thank you so much, Pat Pfeiffer. Fingers crossed we can come through this next storm just as safely as the last one. Really hoping that the intensity of it ends up getting knocked down a bit, and that it doesn't impact, ourselves or friends and family and others as well. Like you guys said, we're, people are still recovering from the last one. Yeah. So, yeah, exactly, Mary. I really do hope that we play tonight if possible. But like I said, the Steelers are definitely a little bit more used to this than we currently are. So
I heard a lot of stuff you were saying. If you want to take a little breather, go ahead. All right. But, yeah, I wanted to make a quick mention of watching some of the highlights.
Of course.
And I remember I forgot to mention this. But, yes, the Cardinals. I'm sorry, the Cardinals came back from like 2 scores and beat the Niners 24-23, which, again, not a big deal right now. But now they're down to what? They're 2-3 now, the Niners? I mean, if we lose tonight, we're 2-3. So, I mean, that's good news for these powerhouse teams that are kind of struggling, whether it's the Eagles or the Niners. I know there are a bunch of injuries going on with them as well.
Sorry, a quick weather update just because I happen to see it now. Unfortunately, the largest, loudest, and brightest lightning just hit now. that means the delay is extended another 30 minutes, actually. So, again, guys, I don't know when the NFL is going to call it, but it's very likely that the game is going to be rescheduled because it does not look like the storm is moving, and we're almost at an hour now that this game has been delayed.
What is the cutoff, did they say?
I'm going to try to look that up here in just a little bit while I take my... Again, it's kind of a working break, so to speak, here. So I'm going to do some behind-the-scenes research and just try to find some of those answers for us that we're not sure about. So, sorry to interrupt you there, but I knew you would want to know that. So.
Yeah, that's not good news at all for us.
No, it's not.
And, might not even put the cameras on tonight. This might be a shortest stream of all time for a Game Day live stream. But we'll be back at it again tomorrow if that's what has to happen. Sam Bell. Hey, I know Sam Bell. Tennessee Titan fan in the house. Much love to you, Sam. Welcome to the family here. This is the family show. My Cowboys family. And you guys know about the After Dark, which was supposed to happen. It's supposed to happen tonight. Of course, will happen for sure if there's no game tonight. But, the probability is we're going to have the After Dark, just not sure. If this delay happens to go too late and then they still play the game, then I don't know if I'm going to do it After Dark. Depends how things are going. But, we're right now we planned everything around so that we had, got to give up some family time, got to give up, got to eat dinner in a weird way because we're doing these streams, and now of course, to get the weather, and they just showed on TV that lightning strike, which that pretty much puts us out of here. Worst case, honestly, guys, I might just start this thing up again. This is your pregame, and then we'll start because it'll be a half hour. It's at least 45 minutes. Yeah. So let's call it, baby. I'm gonna call it. And guys, everybody in the house, John Luna, who's down in the lead. This is not over, but we're gonna
hopefully be back soon.
Yeah, we're gonna hopefully be back tonight. Now, I do want to.
I'll come back for the pre-outro. Call it.
Again, guys, please understand. Again, I don't know if there's any comments I need to know about before we exit out of here.
The Lunatic said I had Dallas 21, Pittsburgh 20, but now it's Dallas 6, Pittsburgh 5.
Oh jeez.
Oh,
safety,
is that if we played tonight?
3 field goals,
the Lunatic.
3 field goals and a safety between both teams is what he's saying.
Oh, so William Bernie said they're going to be under that thunderstorm watch until 11 o'clock. Even if they start eventually, there could probably be another delay again from the
lightning
forecast and where the storm is and the little map that they're showing. Supposedly, once we get past this chunk of storms, it's supposed to be clear skies. Yeah. The problem is that the storm is not passing as fast as it's supposed to be. It's still just hanging around, and it kind of Yeah.
It's not a good thing going on.
Yeah, it does. Here. It is looking like a doubleheader Monday night game, guys, which is maybe the bit of luck we needed. I don't know. What kind of beating is the storm saving us from? Said House Nelson. That's kind of what I'm thinking. It's one of those things where don't look the gift horse.
But hold on, it's not a gift. You actually said this earlier. I heard you. And the Cowboys just had 10 days off. Now 11 days. Now we're going to have 6 days for our next game. 5 days for our next game after this one against the Lions in Dallas. So, yeah, this is kind of throwing a big fucking wrench into things if we had to play Monday night.
Yeah.
It would hurt the situation, but...
Skeptical Man said it. With all the money that the NFL has, you think they could create their own weather?
You figure they could put everybody with a retractable... Everybody could have a retractable roof right now if they really wanted to. But, I feel bad for the Cowboy fans that flew out there. Or any Pittsburgh fans that made anybody who made any plans for this game, now you're going to miss the whole thing. You might not be there on Monday, for the game if they replay this game. So that's going to be, I guess, worse for Cowboy fans. And it means less Cowboy representation if we play tomorrow.
I know. So, hey, definitely some interesting things happening here. I'm going to go ahead, hit up the chat, do some final kind of quick comment read-throughs here, and then we said, who was it that said the BRB outro? Wiseman 27. Yes, the BRB outro.
Well, yeah, again, guys, assuming they don't give us an update in the next couple of minutes after the shout-outs and the quick discussions, assuming that doesn't happen, then we'll have to get out of here, at least reset ourselves. We could have ourselves a dinner here, sneak in a dinner, and then by the time we finish eating dinner, this thing will be just starting up, and we'll start up another stream the same way, same thing. We're not going to go through the same news, though. You guys have all the news and info right here, right now, about this game and everything that you need to know. So I'm going to rename this stream the pre-game stream, and then we'll have the game day stream, hopefully tonight, in the next half hour to 45 minutes. And if not, Obviously, whenever we get rescheduled, assuming that we play tomorrow, we will be here tomorrow night for another one. And we'll have to have the finale whenever this game is played. So, again, we might have 3 streams now because we have this one. And John Luna took over. And Jet Li took over Skeptical. But the point here is, if we do have the game tomorrow, then we will have one more night for everyone to be able to catch up, whether it's John Luna on the overall board, or on the gifting board, or whether it's Jet Li with 26 points in the stream boss, or Jet Li in the Cash App, who's got the lead right now. Jet Li's running the board right now, 3 out of 4 places. Harley Dad repping that membership gifting crown. So big shout outs to all you guys that have been great to this channel. Not just this week, but this month, this year, and the last 7+ years here on YouTube.
So, no, I just was kind of triple checking some of those weather rules. So I haven't seen any there isn't like any official like when this happens, however long it takes, because honestly, the NFL is one of the few sports where delays usually do mean just that, delay. Like, we'll delay for a long-ass time. We're still playing this game today. So, very rare cases where the league has rescheduled because of weather-related rainouts. But when a case like that happens, the NFL does just reschedule it to the first available day. And that is perfectly within reason. And if for whatever reason that stadium is not available, they can co-opt the closest stadium to where that game is located to play that game. So, again, what's funny? Some of these rules were actually set in motion because of that playoff game, the Steelers-Bills playoff game from this past playoff season. Remember, it was snowed out? Like, there's a crazy snowstorm and all that. So that actually helped inspire some of the updated rules that we're seeing now for some of these weather delays. But as far as thunder and lightning, any lightning within an 8-mile radius of an open stadium does delay by 30 minutes, and the clock restarts.
Yep. John Luna literally just said that. They're basically, he's all about safety, and the rule of thumb is lightning 10 miles out.
Has to be 30-minute time lapse.
You said 8 miles. I think it's 8 miles in NFL, but it has to be a 30-minute time lapse to sound low. So it has to be 30 minutes of no lightning seen within 10 miles, so that then they can say, okay, now we're ready. And then the players will come on the field and warm up for 15 minutes. But right now, guys, we're still 25 minutes away at the earliest to even see the players on the field.
Exactly. But lightning is one of the few weather events that can actually completely cancel a game. Because like DeLunatic's saying here, like we've played through monsoons, we've played through snowstorms, we've played through everything. Yeah. But you can't play if you can't be out on the field because of lightning.
Safety-wise, you cannot do it. So, guys, I think it's time to do the quick shout-outs.
Of course.
And we'll be right back as soon as the game starts. And if we're not right back, I think you all know that it's going to be delayed till tomorrow. And we'll be right back tomorrow.
Yes. You can also follow us on any of our social medias. We'll make sure to post there as soon as we have any kind of updates. Although, honestly, you guys out here are extremely good about hitting us up and letting us know, oh my God, hey, did you see this? So thank you. That's always appreciated. But William Burney, much love. Talked to Sully saying, by the way, that those are the same rules they used in the high school.
William Burney said that, it just hit again. So another 30-minute window. I'm telling you, we might be live at like 10:30 tonight Eastern time. I mean, this might be a 2:00 game or ending in the morning if they play it out. But at a certain point, they will call this game, so we'll have to just keep it. They still have not said that there's any
they still haven't
projected.
Called it.
Yeah, they haven't called it, but they haven't projected any game time, any like
start time,
or the players come on the field. It just sounds like gotta wait 30 more minutes. So not a good ending to tonight. I thought we'd see our Cowboys. And,
I know. But Cassie Stewart, much love. Thanks for hanging with us. Mary Alvarez, definitely don't want anyone getting struck by lightning.
Yeah, that's number one of safety.
Dude Lunatic, much love, saying Dallas 24, Pittsburgh 16, because Big Mike might get hit with lightning and update his offense. Maybe it fries the old brain cells that had that old game plan.
We need Frankenstein to coach this team. That's what we need.
John Luna, by the way, thank you. Of course, safety guys are underappreciated.
Cassie Stewart, thank you.
Thanks for hanging with us. Yeah, skeptical Cassie. Fan. Always staying skeptical. Always. Yeah, we need to call Saudi Arabia and get those giant umbrellas in here. Stat. MM1919 representing. Of course, the Lunatic.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Guys, it is a monsoon right now.
Yeah, Wiseman 27. I think this might be the see you tomorrow outro, the way that this weather is going, because that was not good.
Damn, yeah, it's just pouring down the steps. It reminds me of the Tampa Bay Bucks game once in a while, like in the 80s, where it was like the score was like 3-0. Because it was just I mean, the stadium's empty right now. There's nobody near the field. Or not, it just looks like it's abandoned.
Yeah, I think even like the 1 or 2 fans that were out there were told to go back inside.
Yeah. So right now, everyone's just waiting, and the players are waiting, but we're waiting. As soon as we know more, if we know that they're gonna move this tomorrow, we'll be live tomorrow. You guys will know this. We'll try to leave a message on Discord, on YouTube, Twitter. and on Twitter, of course, at MyCowboysFamily. But we'll let you know if that's moved officially. We'll post it on all 3. I'll try to do it on all 3 of these our social medias, whatever you want to call it. YouTube. So you guys will know. But you guys know if it's delayed, we'll be back tomorrow doing the game just like we did, just what we were going to do today. And if it comes back, we'll be back.
Yep. So House Nelson in the house. Pat Pfeiffer, much love. We have Madman representing. Jet Li 44, of course. Tokyo. JRP. Mr. LT. Chris Plumage.
LT in the house.
Xavier. We have, let me see, of course, the man Seabass.
Yeah.
Saul Molina. Scorpio.
Long time.
Let me see. I think that's... Oh, Aztec Aguilar 04. Dave Brown.
Yeah.
Cam from AZ.
Mary Alvarez.
And that is as far back as it lets me go.
And hopefully we'll see you soon, Mary. Same here. On that note, though, guys, this was the pregame to whenever we play this game against the Steelers, whether it is tonight or tomorrow night. We'll be here with you as soon as it goes live. We'll flip the camera on, ready to go. We got our jerseys on, ready to roll, but not for the pregame. We gotta let the weather pass, and then we're back on this thing. So. You know how we do this here, baby. Mm-hmm. Why do we do this here each and every day and night, and even on weather delays?
It's that navy blue, that silver too, and that star over everything.
Win, lose, or draw, good, bad, or ugly, weather delay or kickoff. Here on this channel, we always rep that star over everything. And of course, guys, here on My Cowboys Family for over 7 years, into our 8th football season of doing these live streams, these game day live streams especially. Never forget on this channel, the number one thing here, now, and forever. As always, no matter what, weather or no, good weather or bad weather, never forget, go Cowboys! We got to get that 6 and beyond. And we got to get this game played tonight. So we'll see you guys soon if the game kicks off. If not, we will see you all tomorrow night for this game or whenever they move it. And on that note, baby, appreciate all you guys in the chat dropping the knowledge in the chat for this pregame preview. Thank you guys for dropping the love from above. Like Skeptical Fan, whether the thanks or Cash App. Same thing with Jet Li here in the Super Chat or Cash App. And John Luna, who's dropped a bunch tonight and gifted memberships. Big shout out to you 3 guys. By the way, John Luna tonight, I think you get put back in the star level, brother. So, I just want to make sure he wants to be staying on the star level. Keep an eye on that.
Rain stopped and fans are filling back into their seats.
Boom. Game on, guys.
Remember, we still have that 30-minute weather delay, so no matter what, the lightning still means like they still can't play until the lightning stops.
They're letting the fans on, they're going to play. So,
well, let's see. I've only seen that reported in one place, so let me just triple check that.
James Canada says, why is the turf uncovered? And that's a good question. Should be covered. Should have a tarp
so
on.
I would say let's hold off on that because I have not seen that reported by anyone else.
And I'm looking at the actual live.
And, yep, the rain is stopping. Yeah, fans are coming back in the stands.
down the walkways. So it looks like they're going to play this game shortly, guys. Do you want to start off just when we kick it off and start a new stream?
Yeah, we might as well just because
all right, guys. Guys, it's going to get at least another 20 to 30 minutes, so we're going to take a break. We're going to start a new stream, and we'll see you guys soon. I'm not going to bullshit you guys on the outro here.
Remember, they still have to warm up and everything, so we still have a while to go.
We got another 30 to 40 minutes still before we kick off, so we'll see you then. 5 or 10 minutes before the game starts, ready to roll with the camera on.
When FCF kicks off, the game is kicking off.
Yeah, so make sure you hit that like for the channel, subscribe. To the channel as well, and hit the notification bell to all videos so you know we're going live. And hit the like button for this stream and for the one that's coming in about 30 minutes right here on My Cowboys Family. But baby, appreciate the people dropping the knowledge, appreciate the love from above, and we'll hopefully get our game tonight. But before we can drop out for the night, clock out, and relock and reload a little bit later tonight for the big show, Cowboys at Steelers in about 30 minutes. Check back us. Here it is. Look, 9:45 kickoff, guys. So that's 30 minutes away.
There we go.
So there you go. We'll be back in 30 minutes. Cheers. Much love to all. Stay safe. We'll see you soon. And as always, before we can drop out of here and relock and reload for this game, late night game tonight, what do we got to do before we drop out of here, baby?
We got to drop the beat.
Oh, yeah. And guys, weather delay has been lifted for now. If they don't reset, we're good. Half hour, we're going to go live again. Kicking off. Cameras on. Reactions on. Passion on. Let's try to go 3-2 and beat these goddamn Pittsburgh Squealers. We'll see. This is the pregame. It's wrapped. We'll see you guys soon. Appreciate everybody. Don't forget, jump back up here shortly. Right here for our live reaction. Week 5 regular season game against the Steelers. Here in MCF, it's about that navy blue, silver, 2 and star over everything. Never ever forget the number one thing here in My Cowboys family. You guys in the house. Can't do this without you all. Hit the like for the stream, subscribe for the channel, and that bell to all videos so you know when we're going live. We'll see you guys in about 30 minutes or less for game time, for kickoff. Peace out, stay safe, and never ever forget. Go Cowboys!
Monk on the beat.